In this short video tutorial, we will talk about the concept of for loop in the C programming language. Loops are used to run a given block of code for multiple number of times depending on whether we are trying to evaluate some condition or we are trying to count numbers up till a given number. So depending on whether we are counting or we are checking the condition, we have different options to implement loops using the C programming language. Now in this video we will talk about the for loop. The for loop is a counting loop. Whenever we are using the for loop, remember that we are counting something. So there is a start value and there is an end value and there is an increment or decrement operation. So we start with a certain value and there is an end value up till which we will keep running that loop, and at every step either we will increase the number or we will decrease the number. So let's take an example and see how for loops are written using the C language. So let's start by writing a very simple C program. So I've included the stdio.h header file and I've added the main function to our program. Now I'm declaring a variable by the name I, and I've given it an initial value of 0. Now I'm writing a for loop. Now the for loop basically has three sections. The first section is to initialize the variable. So I'll be using the variable I in the for loop. So I'll say I equal to 0. Then I'll put a semicolon. I'll say I less than 10. I'll put a semicolon and I'll say I equal to I plus 1. Inside this for loop, I'll write a printf statement that will simply print the value of I on the screen. Now let's understand the code that we have written over here. Now in this code, we have used the for keyword to create the for loop. Now after the for keyword, we have added a round bracket, and inside this round bracket there are three statements that we have written. This is the first statement followed by a semicolon. Then this is the second statement followed by a semicolon. And this is the third statement, and there is no semicolon after this statement. So whenever we use the for loop, we have to first initialize the variable. Then we have to give a condition. So we are giving a condition that till the value of I is less than 10. So till then we want to execute our loop or we want to run our loop. And thirdly, we have to perform the increment or the decrement operation so that the value of the variable I can keep changing at every step. If the value will not change, the loop will never end. So we want the value to change. Now starting with this curly bracket up till this curly bracket, this is the body of the for loop. So all the code that is written inside these curly brackets will execute for, let's say, 10 times, because we are executing this loop starting with the value of I to be 0 until it is less than 10. So the loop will run from 0 up till 9, and when it will become 10, this loop will end and the control will come outside of the for loop. So within the body of the for loop, whatever code is written, as of now we have only written one line. So whatever code is written inside these two brackets will run for multiple number of times depending on our starting condition and our ending condition. So in this case, this loop will run for 10 times because we are starting with the value of I to be 0 and we are ending till the value of I is less than 10. So let's run this program and see the output. So when we run this program, you notice that it runs from 0 till 9. So at every time, the value of I has been increased by 1. So this is how we can use the for loop to run a given section of code for multiple number of times depending on the initial and the final value. So with this, we'll end our short tutorial. To access our complete C programming course, please visit openeschool.com/learnc. Also, please subscribe to our channel to get regular updates on the new videos that we post.